welcome to Ridiculous. I hope you're doing well wherever you're in the world. I hope you're living your best life. Part 3. So, picking up where I left off, I told my husband that I slept with the other man in our house. It wasn't actually in the bed, but yeah, it was in our house. At that point, there's really no difference though, is there? Telling my husband this was one of the worst things I've ever had to do in my life. I know I've hurt him. Even before he knew about it, I was hurting him, but I never wanted to hurt him. I know some people might think that, but no, I did not want to hurt him. I don't get pleasure out of knowing how hurt he must be right now. I texted the other man earlier today. I asked what he was doing and he said he was on a hike with his wife and daughter. I told him that I need to talk to him as soon as he's able to be alone and to please call me. He said, okay, that was a few hours ago and I'm just waiting. I'm still at the hotel. Do you think it should be done in person? Should I tell him in person? At first I thought in person, but I thought I might have a few days to face him. Now I realize I can't waste time because I would hate for him or his wife to find out from somebody else. And I have no idea if my husband has told anyone or not. Is it really shitty to do it over the phone? I definitely won't do it via text. He knew I was on birth control, and that's the truth. I want to make it clear that I in no way lied about being on birth control. I didn't intentionally get pregnant, and I definitely wasn't trying to trap him. I've been on this same form of birth control for several years and used it as the only form of pregnancy prevention and never got pregnant before. I know nothing is 100%, but it's really so rare that I wasn't worried about getting pregnant. I can honestly say I was shocked when I found out I was pregnant. I keep wondering why this happened with him and not my husband instead. I'm not really saying that I'd like to be pregnant by my husband right now, since our relationship has been going downhill for so long, but it would make the situation slightly better. I was truthful with my answers to every question that my husband asked, but I would never show him any of our text messages. I would refuse to show him those. And if my husband or other man's wife saw all those communications, I don't think they'd want to work on the marriages with either of us. I truly think it would just make things worse and cause more hurt. Plus, they are private communications between the two of us that I don't feel anyone else is entitled to. If we were in counseling and trying to save our marriage after this, which does not seem to be where we are heading, and a counselor told me that I absolutely had to show my husband all the communications, then I might consider it. But I don't think I would consider it under any other circumstances. I do have remorse towards my husband for what I've done, but I don't know how showing him all the communication will change the level of remorse I have or make him feel any better. He already said we're getting a divorce as soon as possible, so there's no reason to put any more info out there, and he's made a decision already. I can't control if the other man shows his wife or tells her about any of our communication, and I certainly won't volunteer the information to her. Never for one moment have I thought about lying to my husband to make him think he was the father. Despite everything I've done, I think that is on a whole different level. I don't hate him. He's also not stupid, and he'd be able to figure out that there is no way he could have impregnated me at the time they were conceived, the twins. I think adoption can be a wonderful thing, but it is not something I'm considering in my situation. I want to raise my children. I'm a 30-year-old woman with a good career, and as long as things are divided somewhat equally in a divorce, which I'm sure at this point is going to happen, I will be able to afford to raise my children by myself, even if it takes up almost all of my income. I can give them the love that they need and deserve, and I know my family will love them as well. They can still have a good life with me. Even if I place them for adoption, that can present a different set of problems for them. Adopted children often grow up and have many issues that stem from being given away. No matter how great their adoptive families are, they will also definitely wonder about their biological parents and the circumstances surrounding their adoption, with DNA, social media, etc. It's very hard to keep everything a secret, even with a closed adoption. I don't think I would do a closed adoption anyway, Knowing my children were out there and not being able to know how they were doing and see them grow, I just couldn't do it. I make an okay salary since my husband and I intentionally decided to focus on our careers for the past several years and wait to have a family. I have been able to make progress in my career. I also lucked out because 2 people in my company left, opening a door for me to be promoted to a much higher position a lot faster than I ever expected to happen. I have some savings that is in my name only, but most of my money, savings, investments, and assets are tied up with my husband's. He makes more than me. We also own a home together. I am not looking to be able to keep the house. I don't deserve that. I am not sure how this will all shake out in the divorce. Even though I make an okay salary, I feel once I have to support me and 2 children all on my own, it will probably take up all of my income. I'm already trying to think of things I can do without or things I could downgrade, such as trading in my car for something cheaper. Right now, I'm only thinking of a situation for things going well. I've not really figured out what I'll do if there are any complications or if either of the babies has any issues. I almost feel like all I can do is save and budget and plan the best I can, but I can't possibly plan for every scenario. My doctor told me that a lot of her twin moms stop working at around 30 weeks, but not all do. Unless I'm medically required, I won't be able to choose to quit working at 30 weeks. I'm not sure if I'm going to have a C-section or not. I am still considering my options, and obviously I may not have a choice in the end. But I think I'll try to avoid a C-section if possible, just due to added recovery time. The other man just texted me. He said, "Give me 15 minutes. Now it's just a matter of remembering to breathe for the next 15 minutes. FYI, I'm fine. I told the other man the news over the phone. He's coming here now. He's on his way over to the hotel. I can't give more details now because I have to make myself look semi-presentable. I'll talk to you in the next update."